Waiters, what's the most memorable thing you've done for a customer? I was working at one of the top Michelin-starred restaurants in NYC one Friday night, and my manager had been on my butt about customer service and not wanting to have another one of those talks with me. I didn't know what had gotten into him that week, but he threatened to fire me over nothing, and I felt like I was constantly walking on eggshells around him. Well, that day, one of my tables was 4 tourists from the Midwest who had spent the week crossing off every big New York moment. They told me that our restaurant was their last stop, and they were going straight to the airport after this. As I filled their water glasses, I overheard one of them sigh to her friends and say, "I just wish we'd had a real New York hot dog, you know, from one of those street carts?" And everyone chuckled, but there was real regret in her voice. I went through the motions of pouring the wine and describing the tasting menu, but the comment I overheard stuck with me. I remembered my first year in the city, and how magical and out of reach the quick pace of the city seemed, where even the hot dog carts were featured in nearly every NYC movie. So that's when I had the perfect idea. In between courses, I slipped outside on my cigarette break. I ran down a few blocks until I found a cart on the corner, and I ordered a hot dog with all the fixings. As I ran back inside, my manager caught my eye with one raised eyebrow, and I just smiled nervously as I shifted past him, not wanting to reveal what I was about to do. Back in the kitchen, I grabbed the biggest plate we had and added a zigzag of mustard before garnishing it with microgreens and a drizzle of truffle oil for dramatic effect. I even set it on a silver platter with the restaurant's signature flourish. When I brought it out, the table fell silent. "What's this?" the woman asked, eyes wide. I grinned. "I heard someone wanted to try a real New York hot dog. On behalf of the city and your last night, here you go," I said before opening the silver platter and presenting the table with the hot dog. For a second, I worried I'd crossed a line, but then one of the men broke into a laugh so loud the nearby tables turned. Then the rest of the table joined in, and they were in absolute awe. They snapped photos and made a toast and insisted I join for a selfie. When I smiled for the picture, I saw my manager looking directly at me, and I saw a hint of jealousy, but also pride in his eyes. Later that night, after I brought out their check, they'd left a note scrawled on a napkin that read, "Best meal in New York, hands down. Thanks for making a memory." Later, as I cleared their table, my manager came up to me and patted me on the back. "You did a good job with them, you know. I had multiple other tables come up and ask me if they could have you as their waiter, so I just wanted to apologize for being a jerk to you lately. You're one of our best." And with that, he gave me a great hug. He then handed me a check and told me the table left me a $1,000 tip with him. He didn't want us to split it as we usually did, because this was well deserved by me.